So let's fast forward to tonight's game against the Boston Red Sox. To me, it's about your $300 million starting pitcher. I don't care if he goes 6 innings or 7 innings, but whatever he does, 1 run or less, to me, this is what you're paying him for. And you're asking him to do this in a building that he hasn't had a great deal of success in. So I'm sure that's going to be in the back of his mind. But you know what? He's a Bulldog. We all know that. We thought that he was in the midst of a Cy Young award-winning year. That's not going to happen now, especially with the way that he finished maybe the last 3 or 4 games of the season. But this is really what you paid him for. These are the big moments. These are the spots where he has to go out and he has to deliver, his version of his best self. Okay, so that's number one. Number 2, I would say that if it does get to a save situation, it's going to be on the shoulders of your closer, and that's Aroldis Chapman, who's actually gotten better over the last 3 to 4 weeks of the season. He had that little slump in June, but it seems like he's gotten himself back. And you know what? The Yankees bullpen is loaded. They are loaded. So they have all the makings of what you need to have in order to win a baseball game from a defensive standpoint, and that is pitching. Pitching, and more pitching. So they have that, and I think in a one-game series like this, it comes down to your big money players having the big money starts, because this is what you play for. This is that privilege I keep talking about when I say it's pressure. And I think if I wake up this morning and I'm Gerrit Cole, I got a smile on my face, because this is why I came to the New York Yankees. Now, you're going against Nathan Eovaldi, for God's sake. And I know he's had a decent year for them. You just lit him up last week. And with no DJ LeMahieu in the lineup, I look at this Yankee team, and I know that they don't get a lot of key hits, and it's more about home runs and things of that nature. But my God, they have the pitching matchup, they have the bullpen matchup, and they have home run hitters that can just absolutely destroy a game.
They're favored in the game, and rightfully so, not just with the starting pitching matchup, but they're a better team. I know they ended up with the same exact record, and the tiebreaker went to the Red Sox, but the Yankees are built more for the postseason, especially in this one-game situation now that the Red Sox use Sale. The Yankees are the better team. Now, I don't want to jinx them and be the mush, and everybody tweets me if I go all in on the Yankees tonight. I'm not going to say that, because we know these things are just so fickle. But, the Gerrit Cole, you said this is why he came to the Yankees. He came to the Yankees to me because they were going to pay him more than anybody else, and he was a Yankee fan. He had been in these situations in Houston, and that's why the Yankees went and got him, because he was great in these situations. End of the regular season, into the postseason, the most important start for his team. He's shutting them down, and it's scary because everything else that's going on with the Yankees outside, there was a rough series, that last series, but bullpen good. Offense, for the most part, in the last month has been very, very good. Gerrit Cole's been the scary part of this. I don't know what we're going to get from him. Wow. It used to be a lock. You were getting 7, 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs max from Gerrit Cole in a situation like this when he was with Houston. I don't know what we're getting from him tonight.
The last time, look, what I remember most about Gerrit Cole is him sitting out in the bullpen against the Washington Nationals in the World Series, pissed that he didn't get the chance to go into the game. And, and that kind of attitude and that kind of personality is ultimately what led to his big contract. And rightfully so. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the contract. He does. And he pitched really well this year. It's just that towards the end of the year, things started to slip a little bit. I just, to me, it really comes down. In baseball, there's so many aspects to the game, and there's so many players that will have opportunities tonight on both sides to come through in a big spot, whether it be Joey Gallo or Rizzo or Gleyber Torres, or they'll all have their opportunities. But it always comes back to the starting pitching in playoffs, and whether or not that guy is locked in and he's got his slider working, he's got his fastball working. If he goes out there and thinks that he's going to throw 99-mile-an-hour fastballs right down the middle of the plate, they're going to do to him exactly what
Toronto did in that last start. Yeah,
right. So I just, for me, it's really, and I can't wait for it to get going tonight. For me, it's literally, this is where you start hanging on every pitch.
Yeah,
and this is why baseball playoffs are the absolute best, because we'll be sitting there tonight. We'll all be watching it. We'll all be watching it together. We'll know exactly what he's doing, what he's throwing, whether or not they're hitting him. And then when we get to the ninth inning, if let's say the Yankees have a 2-1 lead, and now you're bringing in Aroldis Chapman. Now, look, Aroldis has been 90% money. I will say 90% money. He had the dip, yes. But I don't know, and it's like every closer in baseball. You just sit there and you just hold your breath every time they come in, and hopefully they find the plate and they don't get smacked around. So this is what makes playoff baseball just absolutely fantastic, and the fact that it is Yankees and Red Sox.
Forget about, let's say you were in a different country not watching the Yankees the entire season, and then you came back for the last 2 months of the season, and you knew nothing about the team, and you just watched Loizica after he comes back from the IL, and then you watch Chapman, and it's a one-run game in the ninth inning, and then they say, all right, Boomer, you get to choose who comes into this game. It's Loizica 10 times out of 10, isn't it?
Yeah, for me it is. And I believe, and again, not being a Yankee fan here, and I'm not trying to, Mets fans for Yankees, all the other crap all these other nonsensical people around here do, or change allegiances before the season starts, whatever. I'm not that way. But I will say this. If I had to look through a crystal ball and looked into the future, they're going to try to make Loizica their next Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
That's who the trajectory that I feel like he's on. Like, they got Wetland right now, and then and here comes Mariano behind him. So
and they throw similarly.
Right,
too,
and they do. They really do. But here's the thing. It's all about tonight. To me, it's about Gerrit Cole. It really, honestly, if he goes out there and 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, and then gets yanked out of the game, that's a failure.
I mean, it's also about this offense, because how many times have we seen how streaky they are? I mean, for crying out loud, on Sunday, with their entire life on the line, they're sitting there late in the game getting 1 hit.
Remember they used to always start Andy Pettitte in Game 3.
Yeah,
Andy Pettitte always seemed to come through.
Yeah.
Well, that's this moment, man. This is basically, it's a Game 7, it's a Game 5, it's Game 1, it's a play-in game, and this is where I'm telling you, this is
nut cutting time, man.
Yeah, right. But we can all sit here and scream about Aaron Boone and this and that. If the starting pitcher, Gerrit Cole in this case, gets off to a bad start, something happens early in this game where it starts going the other way, man, the fury that we're going to feel here and hear tomorrow morning is going to be palatable. We're going to know about it. We are absolutely going to know about it. That's why this is about as high a leverage situation as you are going to find, because this team should be playing, by the way, this team should be playing this game in this freaking in their own building.
But they're not.
And the fact that they have to go up to Boston after sweeping them last weekend and getting embarrassed on Saturday by the Rays is amazing to me. And I know it's baseball, Susan, but This they got to make it hard. Why? I don't know why New York teams always seem like they got to
because
make it hard.
they're all bad for the most part. That's why, outside of the Yankees, that's why they make it hard, because they've been so bad for so long.
Man, let's get it going.
I know.
Baby. I mean,
we got a long way. We got a long way to go.
It's
though,
a long
man.
wait. I know.
8:08.
Oh God, 8:08.
Yeah, 8:08.
14 hours from now.
No, I know, and it's a Yankees Red Sox game.
Literally
it's a playoff
14
game.
hours from right now.
Yeah, no, it is. And then you're talking. I mean, this is definitely a midnight type of.
I got to get a nap
situation.
today, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, these late games are killing me.
Yeah. I mean, I had to bail early on the game last night because I knew I'd be up all night tonight.
I have to tell you, Ben, if I'm a Dolphins fan, I am sick to my stomach. You watch Justin Herbert, they passed him over in the draft to take Tua Tagovailoa, and Tua's injury history and everything else, he gets hurt again.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and here's this 6'6", 245-pound flamethrower of a quarterback standing out there, standing above everybody.
Could have been the next Marino.
Oh, my God.
Or close to it.
People don't realize, I mean, he just beat Patrick Mahomes and Derek Carr back-to-back games. And by the way, I know that SoFi Stadium's got like opening sides because I've been there. But the lightning delay last night?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
that's another thing.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand.
These people know that we have to get up in the morning?
Right. Well, the thing that I don't understand is, all right, if there's a lightning delay, fine. Then that means that everybody should be out of the stands. But during that delay, they had the crew, the ESPN Monday Night Football crew, out there on the field, and they were fans in the stands. So it's like, well, what are we doing then? If it's a lightning delay, you're trying to protect people, then why are they out there on the field?
Yeah, I don't get that whole thing. I guess they have a translucent roof, and I know the sides are open. It's kind of a cool design and building, and it's a great building, actually.
And lightning in L.A. is another thing that never happens.
The Super Bowl is going to be great there this year. And by the way,
you should go.
The ratings for football this past weekend were off the charts. Second most watched Monday Night Football game, by the way, in the history of Monday Night Football. So there were about 38 million people watching this game Monday night. Tom Brady brings eyeballs to the TV.
So it's Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yeah. Tom Brady brings eyeballs to the TV without question. And the fact that that game was competitive all the way through and that Brady had a chance to lose the game, I'm sure just kept viewers hanging on like myself with every play. So football's back. The popularity is back. Even CBS and Fox numbers are up significantly. Our numbers are up significantly. It seems like everybody really is back into football again.
Well, they
so
never
that's good
left. They never left.
The ratings reflected a little of that. I think our previous president probably
they never
inflamed
left.
A lot of different viewpoints. But as we sit here right now, the game was great on Sunday night. Last night you had two, fun teams to watch. You had a great quarterback in Justin Herbert, who's burst onto the scene. The Raiders got it to 21-14 in the third quarter. It's like it wasn't like they rolled over and died. The first half was not good, but the second half started out pretty good for them. And you had pass rushers, you had great players. Austin Eckler was great last night. See, if the Chargers could just stay healthy, this is like the Chargers, that team that everybody over the last 5 years said, this is the team. This is the team.
Oh, sure.
Phillip Rivers was there and blah, blah, this is the team. And now they finally get the right coach, it looks like, certainly the right quarterback, and everybody's relatively healthy on that team, and that defense looks a hell of a lot better than it has at any point in time over the last 3 years.
That division is loaded, man. It is absolutely loaded. I mean, that's a battle every single week.
But right now, the top share of quarterback, I can't believe I'm saying this, in that division, even though Patrick Mahomes to me is still the best player. But, but hey, Justin Herbert went into Kansas City last week, went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, and then boom, 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 4 touchdowns later, let's go home, we won the game. That's pretty spectacular stuff.
So Justin Herbert was thinking about coming out the year before.
Yes.
And then went back to school. And then
to play with his brother.
Right, to play with his brother at Oregon. And that was the year the Giants had the second overall pick.
They took the gold jacket guy.
Yeah, they took the Darko Milicic, yeah. That's
Darko Milicic.
Football Darko.
Oh, come on, that's not true. I mean, I think we saw what Saquon's capable of this past weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.